Welcome, everybody. And we are live, and this is the Heroes era. Very evil, very fun. How's everybody doing today? We've got a little bit of a slow start. We've got, technical issues as always, embracing those, loving them. And,
Sorry.
oh, no worries, no worries. It was not just on your end, so it's all good. It's all good. Um, so we are playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons, and I
Yet
am your
again.
dungeon master, Ben. And today with me we have Mitch as Hazared, Kevin as Taryn, and Lexi as Issa. And we are in the middle of a jab. Um, y'all are criminals.
Some less violent than others, but criminals nonetheless.
I've not been in jail one time. I don't know what you're talking about. Not yet, anyway.
Apprehended, but not yet jailed. Fair enough. um, so the job is to, find your way into the Pivkin Manor, and you've been tasked with retrieving a couple of items. You'll recall what these items were.
Painting and a book.
Magic book.
Okay, very good, very good. So, on your way into the house, you met some resistance from the team who was working here to excavate or, you know, um, move everything. But of course, the house is flooded, and so they've had trouble getting to most of the house.
Hey.
The first few chambers have been empty that you've gone through, but you did defeat, most of this team in not necessarily hand-to-hand combat, but combat nonetheless. And their leader was driven off in madness, just coming up against a force that it was not prepared for in any way. And so we left off, and you had kind of rescued Taryn, or provided him the opportunity to escape for himself, and then dispatched these goons. And here you are. This appears to have been a dining hall. There's an empty fireplace against the wall and some crumbling pillars. And you had mentioned before the game, whether or not there'd be time for a short rest. So if you guys wanted to wait that amount of time before moving forward, that's upon you to decide.
Okay.
I'll pick myself up off the ground for being beat up last time. Taryn, you're alive!
If only barely. Yeah. You guys mind if we just take a minute to catch our breath?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that either, but you should tie up that guy behind you on the wall. I only knocked him out.
Oh, all right. I'll try and tie him up as best I can. And then just sit back against the wall next to him and just be like, all right.
I'm gonna huddle into the little fireplace that isn't lit and curl up. Just recover from my injuries.
Standing there watching you two, chuckling to myself.
Heck yeah, I got all the way back up to full health. I only had to use one hit die. That's all I had.
I was gonna say. All right. Hey, all right. I'm back at full hits too.
And Issa, did you take any damage in the last encounter?
I want to say I took 4.
Yeah, she took 4. When a brick hit her in the shoulder.
Now, as we do a short rest, you can use a hit die to, regain some hit points if you want.
Oh yeah, how do I do that?
You
I
should be
roll
able
in.
to just click on it there on your character sheet. I'm not sure actually exactly where it's displayed.
It should be under where your current hit points and temporary hit points are on the left, or in the middle on the left side in one of the small boxes.
Maybe? Hit points. Hit dice.
Yeah, and then hit the words hit dice, and it'll roll for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nice.
We're
so
all healed up.
That should put you at max. Very good.
And Alexis will get our spell slots back. She didn't use hers.
So, there are books in the water here to your left, and you can see that beyond this threshold there's a library. These books would have undoubtedly been worth a fortune, as they are a rare and precious thing on Gira.
But
I'm
they're
going
a
to
little...
pick up a book. Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
I was just going to ask if they were waterlogged to the point where they weren't worth anything.
All they would be worth at this point would be whatever information you could glean from the pages that are not ruined. Unfortunately, the water does seem to have ruined most of the collection here.
Want one?
I'm going to find a book that's like in the best condition there is there. I have to roll perception for that.
If you're just surveying the area, I imagine you kind of wading into the waters, though, moving things aside to look around. So, investigation.
Five.
Okay. And Taryn?
15.
And Issa, do you take any interest in the books?
Sure, why not?
I'll go ahead and scoop my character over because we were fiddling in the water with it.
Yeah, very good. And Issa, will you roll me a perception check, please?
Yeah. There we are.
Okay. So, excuse me. I drank way too much milk this morning, so in my coffee, in my smoothie, it's like, my throat. So pardon me for that. But as you wade into the frigid water, the pages of drifting books brush by you. As I said, the library is completely flooded. But you notice, Taryn, you see one book in particular, larger than the others. It is open and spiraling. You recognize this book as it turns about, and you see the spine. This is the Odyssey. And as you approach, the pages of the book brush against you. And they actually, as the book spins in kind of a cyclone or as if in a whirlpool, it kind of brushes before all of you, and the open pages are displayed to you. Will you all please make intelligence saving throws?
Ooh. A 7 for Taryn. This ain't going to be good.
19.
Okay. And Issa with a 14. Let's see. So, Taryn and Issa, you find yourself, as your vision darkens and returns to you, you find yourself huddled in a dark, cold cave, and there's a flock of sheep baying quietly in the cave with you. And Hazared, we'll come right back to you. And in this cave, Taryn and Issa, where you find yourselves, this herd of sheep is growing ever louder. Is anybody trained in nature? As far
Nope,
as Issa
sadly.
or Taryn?
Nope. What about you, Issa?
Not
It'll have a
sure.
little blue check mark.
You are
if
not.
It is.
No,
Okay.
I don't think.
Alrighty. Will you both please make wisdom checks?
Oh wait, wisdom check, not save. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Same difference. 19.
There you go. And 19 from Taryn. $13 from Issa. And you both sense these sheep are becoming distressed. They begin to gather into small groups and, try to cluster against the side of this dark, large cave you're within. And then you see a giant silhouette move across the back of the cave. It lifts one of the sheep from the ground with ease, and it wipes its mouth with the sheep fur and sets the sheep back down. And you see a staff that this giant carries as it strolls away, and you see a dim light at the entrance of the cave. And the giant returns. It is a cyclops. It begins to herd the sheep with its staff, and they begin running out of the cave door in small groups. Now it is upon you to act, Taryn.
Okay. Well, thing is, books is something he wouldn't really have read in the past. He wouldn't know the story, but he's gonna try to get in with the sheep because they seem to know what to do, and maybe he can hide amongst them.
Okay.
Also, he doesn't want to fight a giant. He's tried that before, didn't win.
Very good. And Issa, you're there with Taryn. How do you respond?
So I see the Cyclops herding the sheep out of the cave. So I hide behind a pillar of rock to follow them.
Okay, very good. And now we'll shift just for a moment to Hazared here in the flooded library. And you see your fellow teammates here, your sister, right? And your newfound friend.
Yeah.
They're swirling here as if in a whirlpool. And the open book that you recognize is before their face. And again, this is the Odyssey. And you see that the book is open to a particular story that you recall with your intelligence check. And in this book, in this story, Odysseus is trapped essentially in the cave of a Cyclops shepherd. And he and his warriors use the sheep as cover from the Cyclops to escape, clutching the wool on their bellies as the Cyclops herds the sheep out.
Are they like unconscious and their consciousness went to the book, or they actually ported inside of the book and are in the story?
They're physically in the room with you. They seem to be entranced by the book and staring at its open pages.
Well, this is a pickle. Hey, Issa, can you hear me? Well, probably not. If you can, just hide. Use the sheep. They're very big, especially compared to us. I guess wear your gloves. Taryn, the sheep. Use the sheep, Taryn.
And there in the Cyclops' cave, you hear Hazared's voice in your head, confirming your sensibilities, your instincts to use these sheep to escape. And if you would, Issa, will you make a stealth check for me, please?
Yeah.
And you can do so with advantage.
How do I add advantage onto it?
So it's actually set to just always roll with advantage. So when you roll, we'll just take the higher number. 15. And so you're, kind of hiding amongst the pillars, waiting for the right moment to escape amongst the sheep. And then, Taryn, will you also make a stealth check for me, please, with advantage?
16.
Okay. And so you're both able to escape here under the guise of the sheep here. Will you just describe your method of doing so?
So, for Terran, what he's doing is instead of like hugging the bottom of the sheep, he's just kind of ducking low, making sure to stay under the back and like trying not to get between the feet, but just staying with them inside of the group.
And Issa, you were waiting for the perfect moment as the Cyclops turns his back, and there is prime opportunity, a small cluster of sheep here running past you.
Right. So I have my gloves on, and I dart out from behind the boulder I was hiding behind. Slide under the sheep, and I clutch the bottom thing on. So I'm under.
Clutching at the wool beneath it, and the herd of sheep is ushered out of the cave by the Cyclops, who is unaware of you. And as you come into the light of the cave, you find yourself again in the library, conscious again, and the book closes, and you're all together in the flooded library.
Oh, I don't like that book. I like picture books, not that good a picture.
I'm going to throw my cloak over the book, wrap it up. I'm guessing this is what we're looking for, the other item. It has to be, right? Aaron, you remembered what it was, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a magic book. He didn't go into description of what it did.
Yeah, he probably should have. We would have known not to look at it.
But we still go find that painting.
Yeah.
Hopefully it ain't that big.
We've looked everywhere up here, haven't we? It's only in the water, which kind of concerns me, but it could be magical like this book.
I agree.
Maybe the water doesn't hurt it.
Maybe. Maybe there's something behind the painting. They don't really care about the painting itself.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on the cloak that I put the book in. To like give it a coating of grease, make it all like nasty and greasy, so it's kind of like hydrophobic and keeps the water away.
Okay. Will you be leaving it on the shore in the dining hall?
I was gonna drag it behind me while I was swimming.
Okay. The water in this chamber becomes very deep at the left side of the room, going all the way to the ceiling. This library is completely flooded, and some paintings are still affixed to the walls. Some are canvas stretched over boards. Some are painted directly on boards of wood.
I actually want to check something first before I drag the book with me into the water. I'm going to oil a piece of paper out of my inventory and make sure that it works. Keep it from getting wet. It's just a cantrip, so I can do it whenever.
Well, the book was already swirling in the water, right? So it's obviously not being affected by the water.
It was
Yeah.
floating rather than submerged like I'm going to be.
The
What I'm
pages of the
thinking.
book are made from parchment. You don't suspect that this will be able to protect it from the water as you have intended. The piece of paper comes out wet.
At the shore, I guess I'll leave it at the shore. I'll hide it somewhere. Poke it up the fireplace a little bit.
Okay, very good. Wrapped in a greasy rag by the fireplace.
Well, I'm not going to grease it up now because the grease is to try and keep it from getting wet. So I'll just clean it with prestidigitation again, so it's back to being pristine.
Okay, fair.
I'll hide it in this fireplace on the left.
Very good.
All right, Taryn, when we come back, the book is in the fireplace on the left. I poked it up in the chimney a little bit.
All right, just like Santa Claus then.
Yeah, we should just be able to reach up in there and grab it.
Okay. And we gotta be careful. We still got that boss boy. He just ran off. He touched you or something. Got hurt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
me
know.
and Issa and myself, our skin, it secretes a poison. And depending on what color we are at the given time, there's a way to change our color. It's very expensive, though. And it has different effects. So I'm purple. Anything that touches me, if they get poisoned, they have this uncontrollable need to just submerge themselves in water or in mud. They got to get wet. He says is a bit more volatile. If something touches her and it takes effect, they become very frightened by anyone they see as a friend.
Ah, that's pretty neat. We could
But if
use
they
that
can
to our
see an
advantage.
enemy, it doesn't work. So like if I stab them and Issa's poison goes through, they're not going to be scared of their friends because they're too worried about the guy stabbing them.
Ah. All right. Well, but still, we gotta be careful. And I'll make sure not to touch either of you.
You know, it keeps us from getting eaten. Pretty nice. And it doesn't quite protect us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where should we start looking for this painting? Might be under the water, might be above it. But
There seems to be 3 hallways. One looks like it goes back to where me and Issa came from.
I'm sorry. So I have it described the room as having paintings that are still affixed to the walls. Some are canvas stretched over boards, and some are painted directly on boards of wood. If you guys would please make perception checks
Sure.
as you're in this library.
They didn't tell us what the painting looked like. They just said we'd know.
They interesting.
Which is kind of strange. I mean,
Does anybody remember any details about the painting you're looking for?
I told me description other than it was a painting to grab.
yeah, I'm not really even sure he said it.
got a 9. If I remember right, he just, when we asked what it looked like, he said we would know. Because it was a painting of a person. But
How do you know it was a painting of a person?
he told us it was a person. I can't remember the name. But when we asked what it looked like, who the person was, he said we would just know when we saw
There
it.
must be some aristocracy type look. That's what I'd say. Or maybe somebody's daughter.
So, do you think this is just a thought? Since we were sucked into the book, that it has some sort of tie to the book? That's how we would know because we were already, you know what I mean? They must
could be like
now.
Could be like sheep and a herder, a shepherd. I mean, herder.
It could have some correlation, but we won't know till we look for it.
Most of the art in the room is modern or postmodern or something like that. And then there's realistic painting that stretches across the wall depicting two people. They look like members of the aristocracy, as you had suggested. And you recall your connection had mentioned Mr. Pivkin and Lord Divingalia. In this painting, you see the Oram Valley, but the sea has receded, and there's far more land. And that's where you all are presently. Mr. Pivkin is kneeling with his hands extended, holding a scepter that is wrapped in a serpent. And Lord Divingalia sits upon a throne shaped from tentacles reaching up from the ground. He seems greatly pleased. And behind the two is a storm in the shape of a serpent.
That is a creepy painting. And you know
Don't
what?
touch it.
I wasn't gonna.
I was gonna say it looks very important. I wonder if this is the painting that he was mentioning. It has the person in it, and he said that we would see it. I doubt any other of the submodern paintings are gonna have much about.
Probably not.
None of us know
Right.
Mage Hand.
Is it very high up? Like, is it well above our heads, or is it kind of centered in the wall?
It's above this 15-foot wide mantle, and it is about 10 feet tall itself and 15 feet wide. It's directly painted onto wooden planks.
The wooden planks, like of the wall, like somebody painted it right there.
They seem to have used wooden planks as canvas. Perhaps 30 or so of them.
Okay.
Do you think it's just gonna crumble apart when we go to move it? Like all the wooden planks are gonna fall apart. It's gonna be like a puzzle.
There is a possibility.
For our sake, I hope it's not, because he probably will only pay us if we bring the whole thing back. You know,
Oh, we
ain't
could
no
bring
good
it all
hurry.
back in that case. I'm just worried that it might suck us in.
Yeah,
It doesn't
absolutely.
look like a pleasant scene to be a part of in there. Suppose you guys got the last one. I'll check this one.
All right.
I'll get up to it and I guess I'll grab the frame of the painting, take it off the wall.
Okay. The planks are affixed to the wall, but they seem like they can be removed. But they're all essentially nailed in. That's why they haven't been pulled away by the water. It doesn't seem to have any magical effect on you. It looks like the
Well,
planks
it's
could probably
safe.
be removed one by one.
We need your big muscles, nature man. Come on over here.
I'm thinking, what if we
Alright,
just
alright.
cut the wall, like break the wall down, bring just the part of the wall?
But it's such a big piece. It's going to be really awkward taking it through all the rooms. So I guess we just have to figure out what's the best way of moving it and how we're going to move it before we do anything stupid like cutting it out of the wall.
I have a hammer we can use to pull out the nails and a crowbar.
Where'd you get that?
I've had these, you know. You should have them too.
That's a discussion that we're going to have for later, brother.
Did you leave your toolkit behind? I mean, Narcha gave us these things so we could use them.
For your sketchy business.
Well, that crowbar might come in handy, since it'll get the
Oh.
nails out pretty easy.
Oh, here you go, Taryn. You're the strong one.
All right, and I'll swim over and or swim, walk, whatever it is, and get up on the mantle and see if I can lightly pry the planks apart. So that way they're not just breaking.
Okay. Can you make a dexterity check with advantage?
Sure. A 15.
Okay. You are able to remove a plank, and you see the best method to go about this. It'll just take, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes to remove all these planks.
All
Now,
right.
I have this hammer with a claw on one side that's used for construction. Do you think it would take less time if I helped you out, Taryn?
It might, but it's going to take as much time to get each one off and then walk it over to the dry area, because we can't just lay these down the wall.
That's true.
So I don't have a toolkit with me. So if you two start working on prying the boards, I can help carry it back to
All right. I guess me and Hazaret will go ahead and start working on that, and then if we need to, one of us will hop off and help Issa carry it back to shore in case it would be too deep for her.
Very good, very good. And so you meticulously pry these 10-foot planks from the wall. This evil painting is disassembled. And you move the planks easily to the dining room. And actually, we were a little late starting, but I do still want to take a break here for about 10 minutes. We'll be back at 11:20. Okay, guys?
Okay.
You seem to, easily deconstruct this painting and place it in the dining hall. So you've acquired a book that you think is the book you were seeking, a painting that you think is the painting that you were seeking, and now here you are in the dining hall, and we'll be back shortly. The adventure will continue. welcome back. Just want to check my audio settings real quickly. I know I have audio. I just want to make sure it's using the right input. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. How you guys here? Everybody's here. We're all with me and us.
Yeah.
So you guys have just removed the painting from the wall, and as you're doing so, you notice that there are other valuable paintings here and there, and small statues that might be easy to remove. That might be of value.
Are there any books that are in good condition?
You do find a trunk of books floating, and they don't seem to have been damaged by water at all yet.
I'll bring the books up to the shore.
Can I look around for objects of value that are easy to pocket?
Yes. And you will see just again some small statues that are inlaid with gemstones here and there that seem to have been overlooked on the mantle. Other small paintings that are actually fairly easy to remove. And you gather that you should be able to get a couple hundred gold for what you've acquired here.
I want to search through the book of trunk, or the book of trunks, the trunk of books.
Okay.
And see if there's like any like magic books that could teach me anything, or maybe just some interesting stories, even like history.
Okay. There seems to be an assortment of books in here on gardening, the region, and there are some books that seem to contain earlier sketches of the region before so much had melted.
In these gardening books, are there any like manuals on herbs
Yes.
and how to use them?
Yes.
I want to take that, one of the herb manuals. And then you said there's history on the region?
Yes.
All right, I'll take one of those too. Hey guys, if you find any books in here that you think might be useful, here you go. I found what I need out of here.
I would honestly rather pocket small statues or knickknacks or something that I can flip. Go around grabbing as many valuable small items as I can and shoving them in my pocket.
Karen's actually going to walk away from the water and just kind of go back into the room below them and just look around, make sure nobody is trying to sneak up on him, because he knows the one guy is still here. He just ran into the water.
And
But we still have this guy tied up. He's probably awake now.
Maybe, maybe not.
you walk into the entry hall, and just as you're thinking, as you said, to check your back, you hear the front door swing open violently. What in here? And you recognize the voice of the one who was scared off earlier.
He said, what now? They're in here?
Yes, right in the entryway where you were tied up, and you see him stumbling through the door.
Okay, do I see anybody behind him, or...
There seems to be at least a small group with him as two others step through the door. And please roll initiative.
Oh, fuck. Oops, sorry. Crap.
No worries, my friend.
13.
21.
He didn't see you.
Oh, were we not all rolling initiative?
Oh, yes, please, everybody roll initiative.
Oh, thank goodness.
So I figured we'd hear this.
I think so. Noise travels very well over water, and he slammed the door open with authority. So
On hearing that, could I have at least like backtracked a little bit?
yeah,
To
I'll
maybe
allow you to kind of get out of sight if you like.
Okay. I'll just zoom around the corner and be like, "Hey, boss boy came back."
Grab the guy. Grab him. Use him as a hostage. I've got a plan. We hid the book. Remember what happened when you guys looked at the book?
Oh, that's
We'll
actually a
make
good
them
idea.
look at it.
Yeah, just toss it so you know it's gonna fall open at their feet.
What if they're not affected by the book as we are and take interest in the moving book and take it?
Well, then we'll kill them.
Kind of what
I
we
mean,
need.
you'll kill them. I'll knock them out. Getting ahead of myself here.
I'm gonna look at Hazaret and be like, "Ooh, we've changed
You guys-
already."
You are a bad influence, okay?
Everybody's got a bit of bad, brother. Embrace it.
They're coming. Shut up. Go back into the water. Lightly hidden in the water. Actually, probably shouldn't be there. Means I need to go for the book.
Sorry, roll 20 lagging for me a little bit, but I'm now set up here. Oh, I have a 2 on initiative. That's nice.
Yay!
Okay. How's
Maybe the rolls will be nice this year.
What's that now?
So maybe the rolls will be nice this time for Tyrion at least.
That was not the case last week.
No, it was not.
And so at the top of initiative is Hazaret, and you do see Taryn dart around the corner quickly and hide as the clanging of the door, erupts from the other room, and you hear the gruff voice of the man you had encountered earlier.
I'm gonna go over to this chimney and grab the book and toss it by the spine and use the sleeve of my cloak in case touching it will do anything to me. And just kind of spiral it so it lands open in the hallway right here where they're about to come through.
Okay, make a dexterity check, please.
$21. Hopefully this works. He's gonna do a whole spin with his body like he's throwing a discus.
And the weight of the water on the parchment allows the book to stay open as it slides into the hallway, exactly where you intended.
And then I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to just crawl up into the chimney and hide. Well, I guess I wouldn't be hiding. I'll just have cover.
Ooh.
I can fit into it, right? I'm small enough, aren't I?
Yes. Yeah, so to
You're
move yourself to that square, that's perfect. Okay.
They'll never find me in here.
And at 13 is Taryn.
All right, he's just gonna. I'm assuming the guy we tied up was actually where I had my character before, and he will kind of pick him up by the ropes and kind of use him as a human shield while he has one of his hand axes in his other hand.
Okay.
And he'll just wait to see if anybody comes around the corner.
Oh, damn it, put me down.
Shut up.
And make a strength check for me, please.
Well,
And you hoist this man up using him as a human shield.
Sorry about this, mate.
And on the ground in the next room, the book begins to spin in a circle. The pages fluttering a little bit, but staying open. And that brings us to Issa.
I look at Tyrion and say, "Hey, you want me to touch him? Your hostage? Make him freak out? Or no?"
Oh no, I have to hold on to him, so I don't need him flailing about.
Damn.
If you want to touch somebody, touch one of them when they come through.
Hey, that's a good idea. Okay. So I'll take off my gloves. I'll get ready for a stealth
Hey, Dutch.
sleight of hand. So I guess I'm just sitting around the corner waiting for the guy to come around.
Okay. I'll allow you to make like a melee touch attack, or basically a melee basic attack unarmed.
Okay.
As you take off your glove, as soon as he comes around the corner.
Okay.
And then the boisterous man rushes into the room, and I'm going to move you a little bit closer to the edge as he rushes in, and he does trigger your readied action, Issa. So if you just make a basic melee attack, it should just be your strength modifier.
Okay, so I type hit strength.
Yeah, I think that'll... Oh, okay. So then... 12...
Sorry, I'm looking at my...
You're good. You did it. And as he rushes in, you do successfully reach out. So do a D4 plus 2, I believe. And then... 6 damage. And then...
Does he take effect by my poison?
Yeah, what is the poison damage?
Like, what is its ability?
Yeah, how much damage does he end up taking right away? I can't recall. If you have the ability on your sheet, you can put it up in the chat. Let's see.
Did I put it in?
Yeah, so I'm sorry. Yeah, so 2d4, so they need a con save. And a 10 will fail.
Damn.
Well, my save will fail, right? I need to beat... Is it really 7 plus con? That seems really low. Is that what it is? Mitch, do you recall? Oh, Mitch, you're muted, my friend.
The whole time, wow.
I was like, oh man, Mitch is really letting me figure this out.
Yeah, it's 7 plus con plus proficiency modifier. So it'll be the same as mine because the constitution bonus and proficiency is the same as mine. So 11. And then,
oh, cool.
Long as he can't see any hostiles, he will be afraid of his friends. And then at first he'll take 2d4 poison damage. And then on each of his turns, he'll take that 2d4 poison damage unless he succeeds in a constitution saving throw.
Let's go ahead and
for right now,
roll 2d4, please, Issa. What's up, Kevin?
I was gonna ask, so for right now, then he can still see us, and technically we're hostile since the last fight. So unless we got out of his vision, he would still just attack us, right? Based on the wording.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice hit. Wow, good turn.
It isn't showing me Issa's roll.
Got a big 7 there. 7 poison damage. And
Okay.
Nice.
the thug recoils and swings his mace at you twice, Issa.
Shit.
A 24. Oh, a crit. All right. That's going to do some damage. Oh. Unless I just...
Ouch.
Damn.
Unless I roll very poorly. And you'll take 7 damage from the first hit. And then... Or I'm sorry, a 9 is not going to hit your AC. So you'll just take the 7 damage from the first mace attack.
In the arms.
That really hit you hard.
I know.
Dang, being a warlock really sucks for hit points, doesn't it?
I know. What the fuck, man? I only have 10.
It's not as bad as a wizard who starts with 4.
And 2 of the people that have rallied to his side, these women look about the room. They seem battle hardened to some extent, and they spot Hazard. You did not make a stealth check, right?
No, because I didn't have an action for it. I'm just in full cover.
Okay, and they spot you. There's a frog, right in there. And they point to you in the fireplace. And another combatant rounds the corner. This one seems better equipped, and she draws her longbow, loosing an arrow across the room at Hazared.
I have +5 to my AC.
Doesn't matter.
It wasn't enough.
You'll take 4
well, that's
damage.
good.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. Okay. Ouch, you fucking asshole. I didn't even do anything.
Didn't the book take effect? Didn't they look at the book and take effect by it when you threw it?
It may not have done anything.
I did forget that momentarily. I did want to have it affect one of these people at least. Thank you for the reminder. I did intend to do that. I even have a book written on my initiative sheet. And one of these people's attention is drawn to the book that is spiraling on the ground, and she gazes into it and appears entranced. That will bring us back to Hazared.
All right. I'm just thinking about what I might be doing for a second. I had to look something up, know what the rules were on it. Okay. The 3/4 cover gives me +5 bonus to AC and dexterity saving throws. Half cover is +2 to AC, and then full cover I can't be targeted. So my head was poking out around the corner is what basically happened, or something like that, I would say.
Yeah, you're like behind the kettle and just caught you at just the right time.
I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself. Hand waves to the air, and I go, wow, as water comes out of my fingers on top of me and crystallizes into an armor around me. Like
Didn't know it did
horns and
that.
icy spikes coming out.
Did I skip Taryn?
We could always just do me next if you don't care.
I believe Taryn was after me. It went me, then Taryn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it's me then after him.
Okay, will that be all from
And-
Hazared?
I'm gonna climb up into the chimney for full cover.
Okay, you can do that. And the frog disappears up the chimney. And Taryn, I'm going to give you an extra action as well on this turn because I did skip you an initiative. My bad. So
Oh.
you're up next.
Okay. Well, I'm going to dragging the guy with me to hold in front between me and this other girl that came in. I'm going to attempt to attack her with my little hand axe from behind this guy. I'm pretty sure a 9 doesn't hit.
No.
And since I have the extra action, I'm going to just... Basically, I'm just going to try it again. Try. No, I bet a 10 doesn't hit either. Wow!
A 10 hits.
A 10 hits? Wow, okay. 6 slashing damage to this girl then.
And she's taken down. She begins crawling away, badly wounded, no longer willing to fight.
Just gonna turn away from her then and be like, okay. And that'll be my turn because I think that's about it. I will turn to the big guy that I saw before and hold the tied up guy between me and him.
Okay, I'll grant you +2 to AC, but no. But you would probably have disadvantage on. Well, no, I'll just not grant advantage on Dex saves.
Okay.
And the book continues spinning, entrancing this person. Issa, you're up next.
Okay, so I'm also going to cast Armor of Agathis because I am almost dead.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Come to me. Maybe.
Give me them 5 temp hit points.
Right? Please, anything. My gosh.
It's the cold damage that really helps.
It really is, yeah.
Is it level 1, Mitch?
Yeah, I already have it in chat, so.
There it is.
Okay.
Oh, you found it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. It just keeps popping up a bunch of options. Does a cantrip count as an action?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes, that one will. Yes.
Armor of Agathis is a first level spell, and I believe your 2 cantrips are both actions. So,
Damn.
Thank you, Mitch.
But-
however, there is, I believe you can take your Form of Dread as a bonus action.
Did she get that back on a short rest, or
Is
is that a
Form of
long
Dread
rest
daily?
thing?
She has 2 uses of it
Oh,
for long rest. And it's in your core, not your spells.
Oh. You keep switching my thing around.
Yeah, as a bonus action. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell is...
That'll give you some more temporary hit points. Make you a bit
Awesome.
more formidable.
And the thug here begins trembling as you take on the same visage as before, the same one that horrified him.
Bit more icy now because you got that Armor of Agathis on at the same time. Like an ice dragon skeleton. I bet it looks super cool.
oh, see, now I thought it was just like black goop slowly dripping like molasses.
Yeah, it's like black, drippy flesh, molasses, eyes poking out.
I
so-
remembered that wrong completely. I remember
Right.
it being like a dragon skull on your head for some reason.
What? I never
That was
even...
all like drippy and slimy. I guess I was thinking too much of your patron.
How do I post it in chat? Keep clicking it.
I got it for you.
Thank you.
So roll a d10 for your temporary hit points. Oh, and you'll get that plus 1. So 7 more temporary hit points.
You. Okay. So do I have any other actions?
That's probably it for your turn unless you want to move, but moving would draw an attack from this combatant in front of you.
Okay. Well, then I guess that's it for me
Okay.
for now.
Oh, okay. And the thug is kind of taken aback here at the sight of you, but looks around at the others that he's rallied to his cause and realizes that he'll look like a complete fool if he stands down. And he swings his mace at you twice. A 17 versus your AC, I think, will hit.
You'll take 5 cold damage when he hits.
And you'll take 6 damage from the mace.
So my armor class is 13. Does that change anything?
No, thank you, though. Yeah, the 17 will beat that, and then the 7 will not. So you'll just take that one hit for 6 damage. And the person that has been rallied to his side looks at the other, who seems to be more just a commoner who's been rallied to arms, and she kneels down to the book and tries to close it, mustering her strength. But she struggles against the page, and she casts the book to the ground herself, but it begins spinning, of course, and facing the woman who's entranced. She moves around the corner, seeking cover. Let's get out of here. Fuck this place. It's haunted. And Hazaret, that brings us to you, the frog in the chimney.
I'm going to peek out. What's this captain guy looking like after that cold damage?
Very cold.
But still standing strong.
Still standing, seeming to second guess his position here as his chief ally has called for them to retreat.
I'm going to poke my hand around the corner and yell out, "Leave my sister alone!" and Eldritch Blast him. Got the right character sheet up.
The lemony scent of death.
Gotta get that pencil, baby.
10 with 1 damage.
And the blast has no effect on him, as it seems to lack enough energy.
I'm gonna yell at you.
Miss him with a lemony scent.
Damn flower petals and do something.
Yeah, the petals were just covered in soot from being in the chimney. And anything else from Hazaret?
I'm going to come out and just charge him. But I can't quite get to him.
When you charge, do you hop?
Oh, I could standing leap out of there. That would be cool. Yeah, I just position myself with my feet against the back of the chimney and I just fly through the air like a torpedo and land there in front of him. All spiky and icy. My hands glowing yellow from my Eldritch Blast that made him smell like lemons.
And that brings us to Taryn.
All right, Taryn's gonna try something he probably shouldn't, but he's gonna attempt it anyway. He's gonna yell, "We've no quarrel with any of you. Leave and we won't hurt you anymore. And you can take this one too," and he'll drop the guy that's tied up.
He goes stumbling forward, falls to the knee for a second, and gets up and continues trying to move away. And will you please make a charisma check? Persuasion, if you like.
Why did I do it? Yeah, No, he just keeps stumbling over his words. Uh, yeah.
Issa, it is your turn.
All right, so this guy isn't moving, so I'm gonna try to Eldritch blast him in the face. I believe.
Ooh.
Oh, please. And as you attack, he needs to make a Constitution. I'm sorry. Is it a con save? Or be frightened?
Oh, we've been forgetting his poison.
That is true.
Well, I think this is the first round it would have come up anyway.
Yeah.
$18 to save against the fear.
Ooh.
And he saves against the poison.
So because he's so close to me and I hit him in the face with that Eldritch blast and it has a range of 120 feet, do I knock him back at all?
No, but
not.
I do like the question. It would make sense if it did, but that specific spell will not do that.
So you get an invocation.
It's called Repelling Blast, the invocation. Then you'll be able to knock him back 10 feet.
However, he does seem convinced to get out of your face with that blast. And he begins to stagger away, look to his other friend who's been released. Don't hurt him. You just let us go. We'll be right out of here. Come on. And the small group collect themselves. They shake the one who's entranced by the book, and just as they're going to leave her behind, she snaps free of the spell and makes a quick, estimation of what's happening and follows those that she has joined for the time being and leaves.
The one I hit and knocked down, did they take her with them too?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, the one that you had knocked unconscious, or that had lost the will to fight, so to speak.
Yeah.
She was reduced below 0 hit points, so I had her technically like unconscious, but role playing wise, I think she would have kind of just like crawled out trying to escape.
Yeah. Karen will let her go.
Okay. And you hear the thug cursing as they leave.
I'm proud of you, Issa. You didn't try to kill them while they were leaving. That's a step up. And Taryn, perfect use of a hostage.
Don't flatter
Amazing.
yourself, brother.
I'm going to
I
look at the little
won't
frog and be like,
myself.
I'm getting two different vibes from you. One that I kind of like and one that puts me on edge. I thought you were supposed to be the good one.
Well, I mean, I did kind of lose it there when that guy was hurting Issa. I wasn't going to kill him.
Yeah, brother, I feel like we need to work on your Eldritch Blast. Your Pine Sol effect isn't very scary.
Hell's Pine Sol.
The power of Pine Sol, baby.
I scrubbed them bitches.
He is kind of insane. Don't touch that book. I'm going to throw my cloak over it. Would rather not have you guys go into that trance again. It is a chore.
Yeah, I don't want to see that Cyclops again.
Are we good to head out of here? You think that guy's waiting still?
Maybe we can peek around the corner and check and see if he's left the building. lying in wait.
Oh, I'm not afraid of them. I think we've intimidated them enough. They're not going to try and fight us. I was talking about the dwarf that wanted the items. Did he tell us to meet him back up at the same spot, or?
I think so. I don't think he's left.
I believe so. Yeah.
Must be uncomfortable out there for him. I mean, that water is like waist high for him. He's got to be getting the trench foot.
Mm,
Maybe some swamp crack. Yeah. No, let's get out of here.
he probably found a hole to go into. He's a dwarf anyway. They like underground stuff, don't they?
That seems a little.
I know it's
You know
a
what? Maybe.
stereotype, but come on.
You know, I kept thinking he was a. I kept thinking that he was a like a garden gnome. So I'm very happy that you said something that would have walked up to him and be like, "Hey, how's the garden been?"
I don't know which is worse, assuming they have gardens or assuming they live underground.
We're a bunch of racist assholes. Pick up the painting and leave.
Or assuming they all have those really tall, pointy hats.
Hey, you know, you just gotta pull one out of your back pocket. It's for an emergency use only.
Hey, Taryn, have you
Yeah.
ever seen any other frog people like me and Issa anywhere?
Nah, no, I haven't. I think you're the only two that I've ever seen, but I don't know.
So far, that seems to be the deal.
Maybe I just overlooked them.
Wouldn't be hard to do. We're only 2 feet tall, you know?
Exactly.
Okay. I don't
Maybe
want
that's
to.
why I get random rashes on my leg. Or maybe I keep bumping up against you guys.
You remember Aunt Gertrude? She was like 5.5 feet tall. She was exceptionally tall for a grum.
I know. We're great Aunt Thelma, you know? 4.5 feet tall, still pushing strong.
They're all
Alright.
dead now, but I mean, they were
Gonna
tall.
do this to die, brother. Let's pack this painting out already. I'm starting to get itchy feet.
And so the 30 planks or so can be moved at one time, perhaps by the two genasi, or perhaps by all four of you. These are 10-foot long planks, and they're actually quite heavy and hard to maneuver. So,
So I couldn't get like 5 under each arm and just walk from the middle of them.
I feel that maybe you could, but as you attempt to, they all begin to splay out in every direction, and it becomes quite a feat, quite a struggle.
Nope.
I have some rope we could tie them so they don't fan out like that.
Taryn's gonna go run to the kitchen area and see if he can find any long, like, just long pieces of wood off the trim or something that might be thick enough to hold it and make a sled out of it almost, so that way they can cart the whole thing, and either have it float or something over the water.
Sure, there's broken up furniture that you can collect and make use of in that fashion.
Go ahead and tie them together. We'll do this.
All right. Well, is there any roll I need to make to tie them together?
No, you have enough time to secure these planks.
About midday now, isn't it?
Yes. And there is some foot traffic on the street. Small wooden boats moving from establishment to pile of rubble. Perhaps several boats. And just a few commoners walking about. There is no sign of the thug or the people that he had summoned to his cause.
What about those kobolds we killed earlier this morning?
No sign of them.
I wonder if they were eaten.
Yeah,
Place
probably
does
just swept
seem
out
to
to
be.
sea.
I mean, meat around here probably has to be valuable. I mean, everything's swept away and destroyed.
So I look at you two and say, with these boards, how are we gonna get them the water to that work? Should we try to harm somebody out of one of their boats? Tug it upriver?
Well, I don't think any of us have any charm abilities.
I mean, I
These people would
pay
probably help
somebody
us if
for
we
it,
just
but-
asked. I could pitch in some money to them even.
yeah, I'd
I-
rather just pay a guy.
I have a pocket of collectibles that I grabbed from that room. Little statues with the gem eyes if I make a trade, or
Are there any boats that look like merchant boats that might be just traveling around selling stuff in the waterlogged areas?
There are, and as you begin to look about for a way to transport, another small boat comes into the street, and this one's captained by a familiar dwarf gnome, and he's smoking, and he whistles. He tries to whistle and coughs. All right. Psst. And he signals you all.
Awaken
Hey,
mind.
good,
And be
we
like,
don't have
we're
to-
coming, we're coming. And I'll wave my hand. This way, guys.
Oh, good. We don't have to
came
cut
to
it all the
us.
way back.
I heard you made quite a noise in there.
Tried not to, but ended up being that way, yeah.
Right,
Things
right.
got a little bit sticky in there, you know. You didn't
Yeah,
tell
we
us
had a
we'd be
couple of
dealing with so many
snakes.
people.
How many peoples was you dealings with?
I think 7.
3 to start with, and then some more came when one of them ran away and came back. Thankfully, he decided to go on his way.
Looks like you've got some paintings, huh?
Yeah, we weren't really sure about the book. I mean, we have a book, but we're not sure it's the one you want.
A book, a spell book.
Oh, this book
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't know, look at it. I'm going to open it and show it to him.
And will you make a deception check, please?
Can I try to?
11.
Never mind.
Hey, now. You trying to
I'm
play
not trying to
tricks yet?
deceive you. I'm just trying to show you what it does.
What does it do?
It kind of made my friends like they're in like a drunken stupor. They're drooling. I think they went inside the store.
Well, I appreciate you not showing it to me then,
Well, you didn't tell us about it. I figured you should see what it's about. I mean, you should already know, right?
This
You
is not
wanted
the
the
book
book.
I was looking for.
Oh,
All right, and
This is not a spell book. This is a magic book. Please close the book.
I'm trying.
I just put your
Flap
cloak
it between
over it.
the sides of my cloak.
hey, Hazard, didn't you go through that trunk of books and take an herb book and a spell book? Grab out your spell book and see if
I
that's
didn't. There weren't any spell books. There were history books, and I grabbed a book on herbs.
Taryn's just gonna turn around and be like, "Fine, let's go search the house again."
No, hey, we made too much noise here. This job's done.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, we're not going back in there. Are you crazy?
Yeah, listen to
I could go through the flooded end. I don't think anyone would find me. But
you know, the painting is the important thing here. You keep
Okay.
that book, and, you know, there's a bit of extra trouble, so I won't dock your pay for missing the book, all right?
okay, I mean,
Appreciate
I feel
it.
bad it's the wrong book, and
Don't feel bad. He sent us into an infested place full of goons, and we almost lost our lives. If anything, we should be compensated for the amount of crap we had to go through.
Taryn is going to walk away as she's saying that and be like, "They don't owe us nothing."
You find some nice things in there, I reckon.
we found some. I found this cool book on herbs.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not very versed in the plants around this place. I know a little bit about the animals, but you know, this should help me out.
Well,
You
let
know,
me
I'm not
deal.
very good at healing spells.
I say there's no problem. What you say, lady? Lady Frog? We good? He holds out a bag of coins. 15 gold each. Look, I got some extra for you too. We'll make it a cool 100. Okay?
Tyrion's just gonna grab his bag and be like, "That's fine with me."
He just tries to look away from Issa's icy stare.
So how much do we get each?
25 each. 25 gold pieces each.
Okay.
Hey, I got
Hey.
some more jobs coming up, and maybe stick around town. We'll see each other soon, right?
Yeah, would you recommend any of the shops on these boats here? Like, which are some good ones? I need
I
some
would not,
supplies.
man. I would not shop here.
Really? They're good,
Yeah.
like,
Looks
it
more
is a
like a
black
fishing
market.
town
I
anyway.
say under my breath towards him.
I mean, I guess it depending what you're looking for, you might want to shop here, but be careful, all right? And you take care of yourself. Y'all have a good day. I gotta get this out of here real quick. Okay. Bye now.
Before he
Have a
leaves,
good
I'm gonna
day.
be like, "Hey, if we are looking for more work, where should we meet or look for you?"
Yeah, just go to the sinking inn.
Thinking in, all right.
Yeah, just ask for Paulie.
Polly, that okay. We'll remember Polly.
I look at Tyrion and say, "Do you seriously want to get another job from a bumbling buffoon? He seems in an awful rush to be taking that painting upriver. Are you sure he's even trustworthy?"
I'm gonna look at her and be like, "That bumbling buffoon. He's made his life in this type of deal. I can tell right now. And anyone who can make their life in this has to be the pretty dang smart or got a lot of backing. No, I don't want to piss him off."
Hey, Issa, what kind of statues did you get? How much money do you think we could make?
As much money as I want. People don't know value if it bites them in the ass. I
Well,
have
remember,
statues
I can
here.
talk in people's heads like I am right now, and I don't even have to move my mouth. But like, we could hand someone something. I could say something crazy in their head, and be like, "That's just part of the item. It makes you think crazy things." Might get us
Or
a bit more money.
we can trick people into thinking that this tiny little statue about the size of your hand that has two sapphire eyes can tell you the future, and that if you glance at it, that it would tell you sweet nothings of your. That should be able to sell quite for a lot. A lot of people want to know what their future pay any price.
Yeah, we got to swindle someone with a lot of money, though.
True. This place doesn't really look like that they have a lot of big pockets running around. So I think we should probably save it for now, grab a couple of things that we need, and be on our way.
Okay, that. Yeah, we could probably find some richer people elsewhere. You know.
You know, I saw when I was out living in the woods, I saw a herd of deer, and my pa always told me it's not the herd that makes up the greatest bit. Sometimes it's the individual creatures inside. Maybe if you split up the gems and the bust, you might make more money. Because yes, one great work of art is going to make you some, but if people know about it, they're going to say, "Oh, I can't buy that off you because it's a very intricate piece that I know somebody already bought." But if you break it up, they don't know that. Then it's just a hunk of rock and some precious rock.
Yeah, and we could sell
Yeah.
each one of them as a stone of gleaming or whatever, and say that each little gem can help you tell the future.
All that. I mean, who's going to believe a bust with sapphire eyes is going to tell them the future? I mean, really.
People
They could
don't.
always.
That's just the thing, especially with people who are untraveled through the world. they can look at whatever and be like, oh, it must be so valuable or not, depending on what their sense of value is. A lot of time, if there's no sense of value, that's when you up the price, show that it's actually worth something, even though it's not. So I guess what we can do is I can have my brother here use his telepathic abilities to help me swindle some money. Given with the environment that we're in, I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be up to their.
Perhaps we'll find a fairly well-off merchant while we're looking for supplies that might be interested in such an item. I know we should probably be grabbing some health potions. What do you think, Karen?
Well, never had much use for them, but I never got beat up like I did today.
I was gonna say, with your with your hit streak, you probably should. I know I will.
Just gonna glare at the little frog. I was thinking more of maybe just find a place to stay for the night, but that works too.
I'm gonna look around for a merchant that doesn't look like someone just getting by from cell to cell, one that's a wealthy merchant that doesn't need to sell something every day.
You know that in Hillsdale, the people have been least affected by the essentially just this chunk of the continent drifting away, drifting apart. And there is a lucrative mine there, and it's probably the most normal sector of Oram.
I don't have a map. Need to get a map.
Have you on the Roll20?
No, I mean my character doesn't have a map. As a player, I know where we're at. Like I can see the map on Roll20, but
so I would place you guys here in Oram Waterworks. This part of town, again, is largely flooded, and the two houses that are depicted are Pivkin Manor that you had just infiltrated. Yeah, so somebody had also mentioned an inn. You would be familiar with the Sinking Inn. Should be nearby Oram Waterworks, kind of nestled against the hills. And then Hazaret has in mind to enact this scheme.
So maybe we still have most of the day ahead of us here. Do you guys want to go get a drink at the inn? Talk about what we might do? Perhaps we should head to a more wealthier area like Hillside. I think it's south of here.
Fine with me. Got better work there, probably.
Yeah, and I think there's more of a criminal underground there. So, I mean, we'd be a bit safer maybe. Here, there's more or less just a bunch of people trying to get by in a disaster. So, what do you think, Issa? Go have a drink, rest up a little bit, and then head out for the day to Hillside?
Oh, absolutely. You read my mind. I'm always down for alcohol. Come on, brother. You know this.
All right, well, let's head out. And you said it was the Sunken Inn was the name of the inn?
Sinking Inn.
The Sinking Inn.
Sinking Inn. What kind of alcohol you guys got here? I just yell out as we go through the door.
Oh, frog types. Yeah, we got plenty of grog. You like to spend some extra coin? I got some wine, fresh from Omnis.
Oh, is there any watermelon wine?
No, I mean yes.
Oh.
Yes, there is. Would you like some?
Insight check.
It's all strawberry.
7. I believe him, man. Yeah, how much for a glass?
Just a silver piece of drink.
All right.
I'll make
Can you
it
break a
stiff.
gold?
I can. Would you like me
All
to
right.
open the tab for you? Just 10 on credit.
Yeah. You know what? I'll buy a drink for my friends here too. What do you guys want?
Well, remember, Hazard, grandfather always said whiskey tastes the same with the lights off. So give me the cheapest thing that you got so I can have the most fun.
And the lady takes a pitcher and drags it through a trough and place on the counter. Pitcher of grog for the lady.
I'm gonna give a gold worth to the tab for all 3 of us.
All right.
Well, 4 of us, including Tallulah, but she's strangely quiet over there.
I'm sure she'd appreciate just a glass of water, but I'd take a glass of that wine. Just not what he's having, the stuff you offered before.
I have some wine from Omnis, or I do have some a little bit further away too.
Just the closest stuff's fine.
All right. Well, of course.
Maybe in a few drinks I'll have that further away stuff.
As you wish, sir. As you wish. And she pours a moderate amount of wine into a glass and passes it to you, Taryn.
Thank you.
So, will you be staying the night then?
Oh, we're just stopping for a few drinks and then heading out. I mean, do you guys want to stay a night and then head out?
Depends on how much their rooms. How much are your rooms?
I've got some rooms for 2 gold apiece. Very nice rooms. Fireplace, desk, private bath, a tub, of course, and I'll boil water. I'll put water on for you.
How many people can be in one room?
As many as you wish, I suppose. What? Can't afford the rates here.
I can afford. We can afford it. I was just curious how many beds are in the room. I mean, how big are these rooms?
That I have some for 2 gold apiece, and it has a nice sized bed. I'm sure the 2 of you would bunk together well, but the larger folk, I don't know their arrangement. They might want a room of their own.
What do you guys think?
Really, it's up to you. I'm just your hostess.
And by the way, is your name Paulie?
Oh no, I'm Camellia.
Nice to meet you.
We just friends of Paulie's.
Not particularly friends, more of work-related acquaintances.
All right, I take your meaning.
But I could just lay on the floor. I'm used to living out in the cold anyway.
Well, I can share a room with Hazarin, and I still think I need to soak in some water, so I might just pull up the bathtub and sleep in the bathtub full of water tonight.
You like a warm bath or a cool bath?
Bed. Oh, warm bath. I'll take a bath last. You know, I doubt the big free man wants to take a bath in frog poison.
Yeah, go watch that. Hers is bad.
I'll be expecting someone at midnight, by the way. Is there a table that maybe 2 people could sit at in these rooms and just, chat?
You'll probably find some privacy over in the corner. Who are you expecting?
Oh, nobody. You won't see them walk through the door. They'll be in my room.
There is a desk in there, brother, he said. So you should be able to use the desk, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I guess that'll work. Is there 2 chairs? I would feel rude if my guest didn't have a spot to sit.
You could pull a chair from the lobby if you like.
Thank you. Well, I can pay for a room. If you guys want any extra rooms, I don't want to spend too much here because we have some supplies we need to get.
I'll go halvesies with you. Since we'll be sharing and I'll be sleeping in the bathtub.
Oh my god.
And you know what? I'll go ahead and get another room. I don't need the private bath, but my friend Tallulah, she'll be staying there probably for the rest of the evening. Yeah, friend.
I look at you and say, bunking up together, I see.
Well, I'm not going to make her pay. I am still a gentleman. I may have been raised by wolves, but I've learned some things in my time here.
An animal is still an animal deep down.
Hmm.
Well,
That animal's
enjoy your
gonna go-
drinks, and let me know if you like anything.
So, Taryn, tell us
Yeah.
about yourself. What did you do before meeting us?
Well, like I said, I'm used to living outside. I didn't really do a whole lot. I lived out in the wilds. Like I said, more or less raised by wolves, though they are still my family. At least when they changed back, they were. Whole family of druids. They always wanted to stay like wolves. That's why I got these little tattoos right here for when I get to do it. Still haven't really learned how to. But more or less just rummaged about in the wilds and fought other predators.
So you don't change into a wolf?
Sadly, not yet. I'm really, really trying to figure out how to do it.
I've been reading about a spell that can change someone into a wolf, but I can't cast it yet. It's much too advanced. Maybe I could help you at some point. You could feel what it's like to be a wolf, even temporarily.
That'd be nice. Hey, I gotta go for a minute, guys.
Okay, no worries. Well, he left in a hurry. Stuck you right with the tab, too.
Oh, I did say I'd pay for his drink.
Fair enough. So, what kind of business are you here on?
Well, I kind of follow my sister around, and at first we started just coming here to make money. You know, we thought it'd be a good place to sell our wares. You know, we sell exotic and magical goods, and I mean, no one here seems to afford them. You know, not very many well-off people around here. So we did a job to make a little bit of money so we could pay for our way, and we're gonna move on to greener pastures.
Hey, not
Nothing
above.
against you people. It's just there's not much work for us here. We can't survive here.
I understand all the money is leaving Oram. There's some folks in Hillsdale, but
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. Hillsdale had more of a thing going on there. You wouldn't happen to know anybody around here that could sell some healing potions, would you?
oh, I might. They're not here right now. How many would you need?
I think 5 would be a good number.
Oh, well, that is a lot. You might, try to think if any of the potion shops are still around.
Perhaps an herb shop? Maybe I could at least make them myself if I gathered the right herbs. I have this book that tells me what I need, I think.
I think that Tika's apothecary is still open. So you might check there. But he said that you were working with Polly. I'm sure he knows somebody.
You know, I asked him and he told me that we shouldn't buy anything from people here, which that sounds kind of mean. Aren't you guys doing your best?
Oh, well, I would maybe stay away from some of the street merchants. I hate to say, but everybody here is just kind of looking to make a buck and move on.
And how would I get to that apothecary?
It's just a couple blocks away if it's still there.
Okay, I'm gonna head out and do that. Here's the gold for our rooms and the drinks.
Right.
Issa, are you staying here with Taryn?
I might as well go up and get that bath started.
Okay. Taryn, I'll be back. It'll only take me just a few moments. I can at least get the herbs so we can have something. In case, you know, something happens to Tallulah. She seems to be the only one able to heal. So I'll be right back.
And
I'll
you
run out the door.
to the main streets in search of Tika's apothecary. And a couple of blocks away, as the water starts to move into the streets, you something catches your eye. A shop that has been kind of partway destroyed by the tides, and a woman out front frantically moving her goods into a wagon that is kind of beginning to float as the larger waves come in. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yes.
I'm gonna run up and hold the wagon in place so it doesn't get pushed away. I'm gonna do my best to help this lady.
Oh,
It's
blessings on you.
struggling.
Thank you so much, little one.
Here, I got this rope. Tie it up somewhere. And I toss her my hempen rope.
Yes. Good call. I didn't bring any rope. This is seeming like a fool's errand. I like to save my things, but the waves will have their way with my shop any moment now. Quick,
Well,
grab
let's
some things
save
off
what
the
we
shelves and
can.
put them in the wagon quickly.
I'll quickly start grabbing things for whatever I can.
And as the building is kind of disintegrating around you, you're able to collect a handful of potions and some books and scrolls off of the shelves. Oh, blessings. Thank you. Purple one?
I see you got some potions here. Do you got any healing potions? I'd be willing to pay.
Oh, let me see. Yes. I'm not going to. How many would you like?
I'll take what I can get. I need at least 5, but if you have less than that, that's okay. I can buy what you got. And I'll
5 is worth a lot. I'd be happy to give you 1 and sell you 4.
Am I remembering the price of healing potions wrong?
Maybe.
They're 50 silver, right?
No.
50 gold pieces.
Oh, wow. They're a lot more expensive than I expected. Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, little one. They
I'm
are
sorry.
time-consuming to make. Here, have one for your help. I probably would have lost several of these if it weren't for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had a lapse in memory. I thought it was silver, not gold. My bad.
That's quite all right. Maybe that's the rate somewhere else, but no, around here they're a little bit rare.
Well, thank you for the healing potion. And it was my pleasure helping you. I don't quite have enough to buy a potion, but would you happen to have any herbs that I could use to make one? I have this book that shows me what herbs I need. I just need to gather them.
That drawer on the cart there's some things in there. You can search through, and I'm sure you have enough coin for some ingredients.
I would love to. How much would you charge after is it per pound, or do you want me to pick out what I need and show you? How do you want to do this?
Show me what you need. I'll give you a rate. You have some silver on you, I suspect.
I only have gold pieces.
Oh, that's all right.
Is that okay?
Yes, if you have a few gold, we should be able to make something happen. And
Okay.
So I want to end the adventure here for the day, and you can decide what components or whatnot you want to purchase, and she'll probably have them if you can afford them at market value. She might give you a little. she'll give you like half off for having helped her. And so then we'll have kind of the evening transpire at the sinking in, and then we will begin the game again next Sunday. Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Fun. Thank you guys.
And you can follow us on Twitch. Of course, that's where you're watching this, so you probably are following already. But we're posting past episodes. I'm going to be sharing everything on our YouTube channel. And you can follow us on Twitter at The Heroes Era. And, of course, if you want to join our Discord, just search for The Heroes Era and feel free to join. I'll try to get a link posted on a panel below our Twitch stream, too.
Okay.
So health potions are made with a gemstone, actually, that you grind up and put with 200 milliliters of liquid.
You guys might have some gemstones.
They have to be worth at least 25 gold.
Everybody take care. Have a good week.
Yep,
All right.
you too.
Bye.
See
Bye,
you
guys.
later.